Okay, guys, good morning again. I hope you are hearing me very well. We will continue, we will start our week 2 lecture, inshallah. Just we want to remind you about what we have learned in the first lecture. We have talked about problem solving and how we are solving the problems either by writing algorithm and implementing the program. First of all, we write the algorithm, and we have, as we said, many ways for writing an algorithm. The best way is by using flowchart, and the other way is by writing BCD code. After that, we implement our program, and in that case, we need to finish or compile our program. Once it's compiled successfully, we will run our program. Okay. And we said that it's important to understand the problem and try to analyze your problem and know about your scope, and after that you will not find difficulty in solving or writing your codes or lines of code. And we said that it might take you some time to write your algorithm, but it will help you later to write your program correctly. Okay. We don't advise you to start programming or start writing the code directly without analyzing or realizing your problem. Okay. So now we will complete we are going to talk about the problem solving principles, and we are going to talk about the programming and application. As we said, modeling the problem for problem solving principle for the first one here. This is the first how to abstract or analyze the problem and define the appropriate models of this problem, clearly stating its variables. We will talk about this later. Variables, constraints, and objectives. Anyone tell me what is the variable, or what do we mean by constraints? Anyone? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes. Abdulrahman, go ahead.
Variable?
Well, what do we mean by constraint? We will talk about variable later. What do we mean by constraint here? Do you have any idea what do we mean by constraint?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Abdulrahman. Anyone can answer this question? What do we mean by constraint? What do we mean by constraint? Anyone? What? Excuse me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think it's a value that didn't change.
No, this is constant. These are constant. We are saying here constraints. Yeah. Anyone else? It is the restriction. It is the restriction in our program, or the rules in our program. For example, as I said for your colleague in the previous lecture, if I have, for example, a program to calculate my age, to calculate my yearly salary, I should not enter negative value in the salary. So this is one of the constraints in my program, one of the restrictions, one of the rules, that my salary should not be negative. If I am calculating the days of my age, for example, I should put a constraint in my program, or a rule, or let's say if statement or a condition, to make sure that my age is entered in positive value, not negative value. So these are the constraints. These are the constraints. For example, if I need to enter my name inside by keyboard, my name should not exceed, for example, 15 characters, and so on. These are the constraints, my program. I should understand. And the constraints are very, very important in any program. Okay. And finally, the objective of my program, or why I am implementing this program. Why? The purpose of my program, and so on. We will talk, inshallah, about constants. There are a difference between constants and constants. We will talk about variables and constants, inshallah, later. So, in the problem, I need to clearly stating its variable, constraints, and objective. Programming and application, we will talk about bits, byte, and memory cells, data types, constants, variables declaration, and we are, inshallah, going to talk about a simple input-output statement in C++ code. Okay. I will go to next screen. I don't want to run the robot because it's got some loss in connection and traffic. So I will, inshallah, go by the slides one by one like this. Now, this is important here. We have talked about this later, but if you want to, for program development cycle, please understand the problem, plan the logic, write the code, translate the code, compile it, run this your program. Okay. So first of all, understand the plan, write, translate, compile, and run your program. Test your program. We will go to this. I will talk about this later. Put the program into production to be ready to be uploaded to live. Here we mean by prod is the like the live environment. Yes.
We still see only slide 1.
What?
We didn't see slide number 2.
You don't see slide number 2? Okay, I will stop sharing and share again. Thank you. If there's a problem in the connection, I will stop sharing and share again. Thank you. Okay, give me, there's a problem here. I will go on. Okay, now the slide number 2.
Now the first slide, yeah.
Oh. You can see the slide, right? Everyone, huh?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Doctor, I don't see the slide.
The slide, you can see the slide now?
No.
You don't see them? You can see the slide?
No. No,
Why?
no slides.
Nobody, no one?
You're not sharing the screen for us.
Oh, give me a...
Stop sharing the screen.
No, it seems something happened here. Okay, I will share it again. It seems the connection lost, so I will... Now you can see I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, for the people, like it now, first, as we said, we have to understand the problem, plan, by writing algorithm or basic code or put a paper beside you, start writing by your hand, whatever. Make sure that you understand and plan for solving the problem. Start writing the code, compile and run the code. This is the program. This is important for you. In the companies, there are two teams. In the professional and big companies, we have what we call developer, and there are another team called testers or QA. Once you finish your program and running your program, the QA will test your program. Okay, they will test your program. Okay, so once you enhance or add new features or whatever, or once you add new lines of code, now in that case, if your program is verified and completed, they will say approved. Other case, they will say not approved and will be assigned the task for you again to review your code. So it is very important to test your program. Testing means I have to run my program and enter the value and check the result and try to enter a wrong value and see what happened in my program. Is my program going to crash or not? And so on. So there is a statement I read in one of the companies says that developer testing is not an option. Developer testing is not an option at all. You have to test your program. Once you think it's working correctly, you upload it or give it or send it to quality assurance or the tester team to test your program. Okay, so please don't forget that. When you are working on lab, when you graduate and working in your graduation project, when you are working in your courses, other projects, in other courses, in your life, in your career, don't forget to test your program. Okay, this is important. Then we put it in the production. It is like live. Okay, some of the customers can see this environment and they can test it. This is what we mean by production. You can for now consider it as live environment. And if you get some feedback from the customer, you will maintain the program again and go through this cycle. Okay. So I will go to next slide now. So modeling your problem, you need to analyze your input, first of all, output and constraints. We have talked about constraints. We have, I think everyone knows what is the input, what is the goal of our program, and how the input should appear. Am I going to show the input on my monitor screen or inside a file or inside a table or inside a web page, whatever. I should know that. And I should know the variables and the constants here. Okay. Anyone can give me an example of a variable here? Anyone in the program?
May I ask the teacher?
Yes. You want me to ask again?
Yes.
Anyone? Yes, Abdullah Sihati talking. I don't know what's talking.
Maybe a name.
Yes, name of any example of variable. Yes, Abdulaziz. Weight, for example. But why the weight here is a variable?
Because it's change from one to the other.
From one to other. Okay, thank you. Abdullah Shraide, go ahead.
Number of people.
Maybe number of people. Anything is changing in my program. Okay. Abdullah Shraide, another one example.
Number of people.
Yes, you said that. Sorry, I say your hand. Yes, thank you. So there are a lot of examples about variables. Okay, Abdulrahman Gahtan, do you want to participate? Or? Abdulrahman,
Yes.
you want to participate in something? Okay, thank you. Just mute your mic. I guess you want to participate. Now, for the variables, anything that is changing in your program is considered a variable. Okay. As you said, number of people, your age, if you want to calculate your salary, you have to enter your salary, that might be changed, or you want to calculate the salary, the yearly salary of your employee, of the employees, the salary will be changing every time you enter the value. The constant is, what about the constant? It is just like any, I will let you participate, Raul, but give me a second. Is any static value that does not change during the program, during your program. This might be a constant in your program, but in other program might not be a constant, might not be a constant. Okay, so it depends on your program. It is just like maybe pi. You know the value of pi for the circle. It is a constant. And we will inshallah go for another example to show you the constant. Okay, and I will ask some questions to make you understand the constant. Okay. So here we have to know the input and the output and the constraint. The restriction your program should follow through its running. Okay. I will go inshallah through this for slide number 4. Okay, now we have this problem. Slide 1, currency converter. Take a look at this slide for 1 minute, and inshallah we will try to talk about it. Try just to understand what is here, and I want to ask someone to demonstrate. I might pick anyone here in the list. MashaAllah, 38. Read this problem or this exercise. I don't like to call it a problem, just an exercise to be solved. Okay. Anyone can explain to me what is the requirement or the purpose of this program?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
What? Can you repeat the question, please?
Can you please tell me what is the purpose of this problem, or what are the requirements of this?
What we need to do, right?
Yeah, what are the requirements, or what is the purpose of this?
Yeah. We need to make an app, okay, to convert the Riyal Saudi to three options, okay?
Yeah, correct.
The first option is dollar, USA dollar, and the second option is euro, I think.
Yeah, Great Britain, maybe. Wow.
Yeah, and the option number 3 is dinar Bahraini, okay?
Yeah.
And we want the program print the answer to this three options.
After conversion, yes.
After conversion, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mark. So in this program, now we want to enter money value or money amount, and we want to convert it either to US dollar, to pounds, or to Bahrain dinar. Well, I don't know. Great Britain, I think GB, or I don't know. You need to bring the equivalent amounts along with their currency symbol. Right. Let's try to analyze the problem. For the above problem, extract the variable constraints restriction output. Create algorithm for solving this problem. using BCD code and the flowchart, using the above algorithm to create a C++ program. Creating a C++ program now is not, you cannot do that. You need to study the if statement, you need to study a lot of things. Condition and some code here. Just we will try to extract the variables, constraints, restriction, output, and so on. Okay. Now let us think together about it. Now, currency type, is it a variable or not, and why? What do you think?
I think constant, doctor.
Currency type. Do you think? I didn't
Variable, doctor.
variable to
change. I said the currency type. The currency type is different from the currency exchange value or currency exchange rate. Okay. Now, I want my program first of all to ask the user. We are thinking together now. I want the user to. I want my program to ask the user what is the currency type he is going to convert. Is he going to convert to Bahrain dinar, or US dollar, or pound? So now we suggest, for example, to enter 1 for Bahrain dinar, and 2 for dollars, and 3 for pound. So the currency type can be changed from 1, maybe might be entered by, maybe the user wants to pick or enter 1, or might select to enter or 2, or might enter number 3. So it is a variable. It is the currency type. It is what type of the currency that you want to convert your money or your money value or your money amount to. Okay. So this one is a variable. Okay. Money amount is variable. I think everyone know why, because the money amount is changing from user to another user. Okay. Okay. Now, I want just to pay your attention to this. Currency exchange value for Bahrain dinar, USD, and Great Britain. Here in our program, they are constant, okay, because it is a simple C++ program. Okay. The exchange rate, we mean by exchange rate, it is this one. Let me go back in the previous slide. It is this one. The currency exchange rate, it is for Bahrain dinar 10, and for pound 5, and for USD dollar 3.75. Okay. So in our program here, we consider it as constant. Why I am saying that? Let's suppose, and I said these constants might be variable in other programs. Why I am saying that? Let's suppose that this program is not a simple C++ program. It is a web application. Web, you know what do I mean by web? It is a site or a web. You can use it. You can search it by Google, and you can run the program from the web or using HTTP. So, do you think in that case, this constant, the exchange rate, will be constant or variable? What do you think? If it is a web application, what do you think, guys? Let's suppose this is a web application, and we are doing or implementing our program. Yes, Ravi, go ahead.
I think it will be a variable because it changes from day to day.
Yes, Ravi, thank you. They will be variable because they are changing from day to day, as you said, as your colleague said. So I want just to clarify an idea. This depends on your program. This constant might be here a constant, maybe another program might be a variable, okay? So it is, we don't mean by constant, it's constant in this program and all the programs in the world. No, it might be changed. And your program, because It depends on your program, whether if it is a Windows program or a web application or anything else. Okay, so this might be a constant here, but in other program this might be a variable, the exchange rate. Okay. After that, I enter the money amount, it's a variable. I enter the here based on my type, the currency type I have select, and based on the money amount, I will do my multiplication. I will multiply the money amount with the exchange rate and find the value. Then I will print the value on the monitor or my screen. After that, can you think of other option? I might enhance my program, whether to enter one or yes or no, one for yes to complete my process and two to end my program. Okay, or 0 or 1, or yes or no. So this will help me. If 1, I will go again and run the program. If 2, I will end my program. The question is it wrong if the user enters 0 for no and 1 for yes? Is it wrong? Yes, Abdulrahman.
No.
No, you can enter 0 or 1, but you know we don't want to make the user to confuse the user. We don't want to confuse the user here because we have 1 here for the currency. So myself, my point of view is to make it yes or no. If you want to make it 0, 1, 1, 2, it's up to you. But I used 1, 2, 3 for the currency type, so I prefer to use yes or no or Y or N for the either one if I want to complete running the program or end the program. It's up to you. As I said, I prefer to do that. Inshallah, we will go here now to the next slide, slide number 6. But what about the output here? It's everyone, I think, knows the output here will be the amount of money after conversion. We will multiply the amount of money by the exchange rate. Yes, Abdullah. You raised your hand.
Sure.
Just a few seconds. It seems there's a problem in the network inside the university. Now, inshallah, we will go. Let's talk about the flowchart. Now, I asked the student in our previous class to try to draw this the flowchart on a paper or using Microsoft Word, whatever, any program you want. Just let us think about the program. I will go back to previous slide, inshallah. So we will try to solve this together. And now, anyone can remind me about the flowchart forms or shapes that we are using? Anyone? I will ask a question. For input and output, what we are using? Anyone reviewed this in previous lecture? Yes, Abdulrahman.
Rectangle, input output?
Not the rectangle. It's like a rectangle. Parallelogram. Parallelogram. It's like متوازي كذا.
ايه متوازي الله.
متوازي الأضلاع. Yes. Parallelogram. هذا for input and output. What about the process? What we are using for process? Assigning, addition, multiplication. What we are using? What do we use for the processes? Yes, guys. Yes, Rahul.
Rectangle.
Rectangle, yes, great. And now what we are using for the start and end? Start and end, guys. Can I pick a name? MashaAllah, a lot of names here. I will start picking. Yes, Abdullah.
أعرف اسمه العربي اللي هو بيضاوي.
أيوة oval بيضاوي نعم yes oval. Thank you. Abdullah should be answered. طيب what for the condition? What we are using for the condition? Anyone can tell me اللي هو if statement and condition. Yes عبد المحسن.
بس تعرف اسمه العربي اللي هو معين؟
معين أيوة اللي هو diamond I think بالإنجليش like معين call it معين or diamond. Okay, so now we have reviewed the shells. We will try to find to solve this algorithm. First of all, I want to enter. I will ask the user for the currency type. So I will put a shape of for input output parallelogram to enter the currency type. It will be a parallelogram. Now, based on this, I will check if the user enter 1 and 2 and 3. So I have 3 conditions, whether if it is 1 or not, 2 or not, 3 or not. So I have to add in my flow chart 3 diamonds, ثلاث أشكال معين. First of all, I will check if it is 1, yes, I will complete calculating the currency. I will enter the money amount. If no, I will check. If 2, I will calculate also, I will enter the money value again. If it is 3, I will enter the money. If it is not 1 or 2 or 3, I will maybe ask the user to enter a valid value or a valid option, 1 or 2 or 3. So I have 3 diamonds أو 3 أشكال معين for the first condition and for the second and for the third one. Okay. Every condition or معين have yes or no. Well, for 1 there's yes and the no I will have another condition to check if 2 and for 2 I have yes and I have no. No for 2 I will check for 3 yes or no. Also for 3. For number 3 if no I will raise up a message for the user. Now if the value is 1 I will enter for all of them I will add another parallelogram to enter the money amount for all of them. For the 1, 2 and 3. So if this condition is correct, for 1 I will enter the money amount and I will add another rectangle for 2 to enter the money amount and I will add another rectangle for 3. Okay, so now I have not rectangle, sorry, I will add another parallelogram for 1 because I will if the condition is 2 for 1 I will enter the money value so I will add a parallelogram for 1 and a parallelogram for 2 to enter the money value and for the third is the same. I will add a parallelogram to enter the money value. Now after that, when I check this, I enter the money amount. Now I will do the process for each one. For 1 I will multiply the amount for the exchange rate for Bahrain. For 2 I will add another rectangle for USD dollar and and third rectangle for Britain or Great Britain or for pound. And after that, I will print out the outcome by adding a parallelogram because for input and output we are using a parallelogram. And finally, I will check if yes, if the user wants to continue. If yes, I will.
Doctor.
Yes.
Did you change the slide or the same? For the exercise.
Slide 5. No flowchart. I am just explaining you the flowchart to you. Okay? In order to go it on a paper or to deliver it to me, inshallah.
But I think it's better to open the slide with the BCD code to explain for him the flowchart.
Yes, if you want here, yes, it's okay. So I will.
Slide number 7.
Yes. Now you can see the slide now.
No.
BCD code.
No, it's the same, slide number 5.
Oh, I have changed it. Just wait for a minute. It should be running now. I am now on slide number 6. Okay.
It's still the same. Make refresh or something.
Share and share again.
Yeah. The slide number 7, it's the BCD code. I think it's better to.
Yes. It's now shared again. Wait a minute. So once I finish, now you can see now the slides. I am in the BCD code slide. Now,
Yeah.
so as I said, we will start with open, and we will start after open. We will enter a parallelogram to enter the currency type or the amount of money, and I will have 3 diamonds or 3 أشكال معين to check if 1 yes or no or 2, and for 2 if yes or no, and for 3 if yes or no. If yes for 1, I will add another, and 2 and 3, I will add another parallelogram to enter the money value, and after that I will find the output for these by multiplying the money value by the exchange rate. So I will add also another rectangle for the process, and finally I will print out the outcome. So I will use also a parallelogram, because parallelogram are used for input and out. Now I will check after that, after the value is printed, if the user entered 1 or 2 or 3, and based on that, if the user entered yes or no. If yes, he wants to use the program again, I will draw a line to the start, to the parallelogram for entering the currency type. Other than that, I will end my program. So try to do this or solve this all inside using Word document or any software you think it's easy to use. You can draw it in a paper. Just try to solve it using a flow chart. So we have a start, we have here input, parallelogram, we have 3 diamond for or أشكال معين for the condition, and also we have to check another, we have 3 rectangle for changing or converting the currency, and we will have also another 3 parallelogram to print the output, and we will have condition for each one to check if yes to go to the slide to know if yes. Sorry, I will have 1 diamond or 1 share to check if yes. I will go back to the currency type. If no, I will exit the program. If yes, so I will have at the last another diamond to check. If yes, if I enter yes, I will go to here to this parallelogram. If no, I will end my program. So I will add at the end here another open. Okay. So try to solve this, please. And I tried my best to inshallah to help you to solve this. I intend not to draw this because I want you to try this. Okay, I want you to try it. Now I will go to slide number 8. Okay, program and application here. We have what we call computer. Are you with me? We are on in slide number 8.
Yes, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Thank you. We have here bits, bytes, memory cells. Okay. We will talk about data types, declaring and initializing variables, simple input-output statement, and we show you a sample of C++ program. Now, for the main memory, what is the main memory? Anyone can tell me the main memory? What is the big difference between main memory and the secondary memory? With an example, yeah. Anyone can tell me? Yes, Shadi.
I think the secondary memory, for example, if we turn off the computer, everything will be removed, and the main memory will be, the data will be. And if you open the program, for example, the second memory will open it, will have the data, for example.
Yeah, yes. So you just, I will explain this again. In the secondary memory is permanent. That means دائما. يعني secondary memory, your files in the computer are saved in the secondary memory. Okay? Your files, your documents, your programming files, your PowerPoint file, your video, your voice, whatever, your pictures, all of them are saved on the secondary memory. Okay? ذاكرة دائما، دي ذاكرة ثانوية. Okay, why it is secondary? Because when we invent our program, we invented first the main memory. Yes, go ahead. So don't make the names confuse you. The secondary memory is permanent. Yes. Anyone want to ask question? Yes, Raul.
Doctor,
Yeah.
it has to do with RAM and ROM.
Yes, RAM and ROM are the main memory. Okay. It's type of main memory, okay? But the secondary memory is the hard disk. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Don't make the names confuse you. Why some students ask why they call it is permanent. Why it is secondary memory? Because when we invented our computer, first of all, we don't have secondary memory. We have only main memory, okay? When the computer at the beginning of computerizing or inventing the computer, there was no secondary memory, there was a main memory. So this is so main memory is used to process the things or run the things. Now I am running PowerPoint show, okay? While the PowerPoint program is running, it is running where? And on the main memory. But if I save the file will be saved on the secondary memory. Everything is running on the main memory, on the RAM. This is why when you bought a computer or buy a computer, you ask about the RAM, and because if you are going to run a heavy program, you need a high RAM. Okay. So now we have here main memory and we have secondary memory. Processing the things or running the things will be on the main memory. This is what happens if you turn off your computer while you are running a game. You will not, when you turn off on your computer, the game will start from the beginning, okay? And but the file for the game or the setup file for the game will remain the same. But because the game is running on the main program and you have turned your PC, then that means your program ends and you lost everything. Okay. Some of you tell me, no, doctor, we have if my mobile is turned off, I will get back and find myself in the same game. This is an online game. Okay. There are another server save your game or save your state or where you were in the game or in other server. So they actually saved inside a secondary memory. Okay. So I don't want to talk a lot about this, but we want to make so. I want to make sure to understand this that your C++ program, when you run your C++ program will be run only on the main memory. Okay. But when you save your C++ program on C or D or F, whatever, it will be saved on the secondary memory. Now, if you are running your C++ program, it is running, you turn your computer, you have to run it again. Because you will lose all the data. If you run your program and you close your program, all the variable value will be lost because you closed your program. Okay? So your C++ program will be run on the main memory. This is why we are using database or files to save data. When I click on save, the data will be saved inside a database, and the database will be saved inside the secondary memory. Okay? So this is what I want you just to understand here, that C++ program is running in the main memory. If you once you save the file will be saved on the secondary memory. Now I will go to the next slide. Main memory long list of memory location, each contains 0 and 1, can change during program execution. We will, okay. Binary or digits or bits, we will talk about binary, byte, and address. Everything in computer will be changed to bits, to 0 or 1, electrical signal, either 0 or 1, on off. This is what the computer understands. We understand the machine language, لغة العالم. Yeah, 0, yeah, 1. So everything inside my computer is converted to bits. 0, 1. Okay. Now to represent the bits, each bit represents one character. Same represent by a byte. So every 8 bit, the 1 byte contains 8 bits. The 8 bits represent character or a symbol inside my computer. Okay. Now this byte or these bytes are used to represent data. For integer we need maybe 4 bytes. For data of type double we need maybe 8 bytes, whatever. And everything have an address. Everything and every piece of data has an address. What is the address? Look in the location inside the computer. So I will explain this and I will give a real example about this. Real life example. Now these are the bytes. Every byte divided into 8 bits. Byte used to hold 1 character. Now integer might use 4 bytes. Double might use another 8 bytes. Double value inside C++ program. Now, it's a break, doctor. You want to have a break? Okay, just let me finish this idea. I will give you a break for, I will ask you questions here after that, inshallah. Prepare yourself, inshallah. I will give you a break for 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't see the chat, so please raise up your hand and tell me. Just I want to finish this idea. Now we have here number of bytes to represent the data, and these bytes have an address, just like a location of in the memory. Okay, have a break until 9 o'clock and come back to me again. Okay, have a break. Go. Thank you. Okay, guys, inshallah we will complete now. So we were talking about the memory location and main memory and secondary memory. We said that the main memory, the secondary memory is permanent, but the main memory effect once you turn off the computer, or so it will not keep the data, or it will not save the data. This is for the main memory, but the secondary memory is used to save the data. Main memory is the RAM, secondary memory is the hard disk. Now we said that the memory is divided into bytes, and this byte, every byte divided into 8 bits, and these bytes might represent any values, maybe integer, double value, or whatever, and every value has an address of it. If let's suppose that we have here we have integer value. So this is type of integer value. These value are saved inside variables, and these variables are represented using bytes. Are you with me, guys?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Okay. And for the double also, we represent this double maybe using 8 bytes. And for the integer, we are representing the data using 4 bytes. So integer is smaller than the double. Okay. If you want to use very large numbers, you will use double. If you want to use maybe medium number, you can use integer. And you have a lot of types. We will go over these types later, inshallah. Now, let me just explain quickly a real life example for the variable. Consider yourself, you as a value. Your address, street name, and the city name is the variable name. Okay, is the variable name. You are a value inside this variable. Okay, and this variable name is the address name or the address description, street name, and city name is the variable name. And every address which has a name like a street or a city has a location, which is called the location of this value, GPS location. So this is the same for the variable here. Every data here, always if we have data and a lot of bytes, maybe data saved in many bytes, address refers to the first byte. If let's say that we have number 100 saved in these 3 bytes, the address of this value will be the address of the first byte here. Okay. Now we talked about this. We have types of variables. Now I am in slide number 12. I will go to slide number 13. We have also long value, long integer value, and we have short. We have also short int value. These are values inside used for integer types inside C++ program. Okay. And we have also double floating point value that contains decimal value, decimal points like double, and a float also. As you can see here, double often use 10 bytes, very, very large number. Float using 4 bytes. Okay. And here, just a table. You don't have to memorize this. Just we need you to know the order. This is the short, is the smallest one, then integer, then long, then a float, then double, then long, double. These are the variable types inside C++ program. Okay, C++ program, and everyone, as you can see, type name, memory used in bytes, size range, size of the number, and precision, sorry. No, not applicable. When we have 7 digits, when we have 12 digits, here we can add 19 digits. اوكي اللي هل يوجد decimal points او لا، في فاصله او كسور او لا. هنا في الثلاث الاوائل لا يوجد. Okay, here there are. But now we have in the 3 last type we can add كسور يعني or we can add decimal points. Now the question is, before I go to the chart, can we save double value inside integer value in C++ or not? Yalla. Anyone? The question is, can we save double value inside integer value in C++ program? What would happen in the program? Yalla, I need someone to answer. Yeah. I don't like to go to chat. Error.
Doctor,
Yes.
I think it will round.
It will cast. Yes, it will cast. No, it will not cause an error, Rawi. In Java language, it will cause an error. Okay. In C++ program, it will not cause an error, but maybe there will be loss of data. So try a number with decimal point, make it of type double, then save it to integer value and print this integer. You will see that the program will be run successfully, no error. But when you print the integer value, it will be casted or truncated. Okay? This is not a strength in C++. Actually, this is weakness point. In Java, this will not be allowed. You have to use what we call casting in Java. But in C++ program, this can be done directly. This is for your information. Now, we have also...
Doctor,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand this point.
You don't understand. Now, if you have integer value, okay? Let's say you have in your program double value. And you have saved inside it, let's say 20,000.321 point, I mean decimal point, yeah?
Okay.
This is the double value. And now I took this double value, let's say it is saved in a variable called D. And save D inside an integer value. Let's say Y, the variable is Y. So I write Y equal D. You understand me now? I will write it here. I will write it here. I will.
Yes, please.
Let's see, say مثلا double, for example, double x equal 2000, or whatever, large number, point, something like that. Okay? And I have INTY. Equal 100. Okay?
Okay.
And I said y equal 6. The question is, instead I say x. Okay? The question is, what is going to happen here? If the program will cause an error? No, will not generate an error, but the data will be truncated. Now, if you print x, the out x, the value will be like this. Okay? So you are losing what? Data. But this will not cause an error. Is this clear? Okay. But
we want to تقريب لأقرب عدد ولا؟
لا، هو مو تقريب. هل هذا مسموح انك تسيب دبل في انتجر؟ هذا مش تقريب. التقريب بيعمل لك، لو كنت انت كذا، التقريب شو بيعمل؟ بزيد لك واحد. لو هذه 0.7، if this is 0.7 it will be 1 هنا. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is round. We use function for rounding. But this is what we call loss of data. What happens? You are trying to save large data in a small data. يعني a data type that is smaller than the original one. So what is happening here? Losing of data.
Data. طيب الصح كيف? What is the right to do this?
You don't have to save double to integer. It's not correct to do this, but this is allowed in C++ program. You have to make it double as this. Okay, like this. Okay.
Only that, yeah.
Yes, double. Yani double, yes. If you want to use round, you have to invoke the math package and use the function called round. RND, I think. Okay, like this. We will talk about built-in function later. Okay, but this could be done in C++ program. That does not mean this is correct. This is not allowed, let's say in Java, not allowed. It will cause an error. Okay. You, inshallah, while you are running program and writing code, you will see that. Now I will go to next slide here. Sorry, I will talk about character. Character is like integer. every character we have character variable of type character to save a character, and we use for character single quotes. Okay, not double, single. And I can see x of type character equal, for example, a, something like this. Okay, so single quotes for character. Don't forget that. We don't use double quotes for character. For strings, we use double quotes. Okay, we use double quotes for string. For character, use single. For string, use double quotes. Okay, so this is advanced now, but just to make make sure that you will understand this later. Now also we have a variable like small blocks. Can we change the number? Can we write the number on them? We can change the number. We can erase the number. So we can initialize int x equal something. We can change it x equal another thing, and we can write x equal 0 or whatever. So we can do anything here inside these variables. Okay, like you can change your address. You can change the value inside the address. Also, the location can be changed for your variable or your. So I will not explain this by example. I want to say that the variable values can be changed. You can set it to null or 0. You can delete them. You can change the value anytime you want for the variable. Okay. Choosing variable name, this is important. Make the variable name meaningful for you. Make them meaningful. First character should be a letter, okay, or underscore character. Some programming language allow $sign, but for C++ program, first character should be a letter or underscore. Remaining character must be letters, number, or underscore character. Okay, so this is the naming of the rules for naming the variable. Okay, first will be character. It might be underscore, but the remaining can be character, letters, sorry, numbers, and underscore character. So can we start with character or underscore? And as you can see here, the remaining character can be letters, number, or underscore. Okay. Now, how we are declaring variable in C++? We just write the type name, int double float, whatever. We write here the variable name, comma, variable name. Declaration example. This is this one for declaring the double value. This one for declaring the double. This one for declaring two variables. This one for declaring of type integer. This one for declaring integer value. Now I want to pay your attention as I told your colleagues in the previous class. If the variable name consists of two words, this is standard in C++, in JavaScript, in Perl, in Java also. This is standard also in C++, and C language, most of the language. Okay. If your variable consists of two words, make the first letter in the second word capital letter. Total score is capital. No need for distance. Here number, okay. Cars waiting. W is capital letter. Don't forget that. Is this clear, guys? If the variable name consists of two words, make the first character or first letter in the second word capital. This will not cause an error. If you make it a small, it's okay. But this is standard. This is a professional programmer do. Make the second word in the variable name capital letter. Don't forget that. Okay. Now I can write like this. This is the statement in C++. Can I write also int h here? Yes, I can. Equal 20, I can. So I have defined two variables here. first two variables of type double and the second one of type integer. As you can see, they are in the same line. No problem. Lines are distinguished يعني تميز في اللغة C++ باستخدام السيميكولون. Okay, it does not make difference whether INTH is here or here. Okay, because there is a semicolon at the end of the statement. So we have here double and integer and also double and INT, and we have all, we can define all the time. Here we are declaring the variable. Here we are initializing the variable value. We assign him a value. We can put them in one statement or in one shot. I am declaring the value and I am declaring the variable and assigning the value. In this statement, I have declared two doubles and I have assigned them a value. Here, these we are talking here about variable name, function name. These are not variables. Okay, these are function, and we will go talk about function later, inshallah.
دكتور
Yes.
the share screen stop it.
Okay, we are in which one? Initializing variable now or what?
That's slide number 19.
19. Okay, I will go now. Still the same? 19?
Yes.
I will stop sharing now and share it again. Give me a few seconds.
Okay.
Thank you for telling me that. Now you can just see the slide now. Let me just give me a second, inshallah. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. The problem is actually. Okay. Now we will go for constant value. As we said here, constant might be variable in other program. Okay. Constant does not mean it is a constant in the whole program in the world. This depends on your program and the verb your program. As you can see here, we use the word const for defining the variable. Const int type of the variable, then the name of const, then the value. As we said here, like variable, this is a standard used for constant capital letter. And if you have two words, use underscore. Don't forget that, please. This is standard. If you define a constant small letter, it's okay. No problem. You can define it by writing a small letter, capital letter, whatever. But if you want to code like professional for constant, use capitalized letter. And if you have more than one word, please use underscore. So I have const type integer, as you can see here, and okay. I will go inshallah to the next slide. Here we are declaring initialize to integer variable. First of all, initialize to integer variable to 0. Okay, feet and inch, you can see like this. Sorry.
The same problem.
Okay, good. So now you can declare this, I think. You have to define intx equals 0, feet equals 0, int inches equals 0. Declare and initialize two variables, one and int and one double. You can define double x, int y. You can write it like this, as you said you have seen before, and also for this. Now I will. Sorry for this. This is what I have wrote. Now this is important actually. Give good variable name for identifier to store the speed of an automobile. I need you now share with me this or participate with me to find a good name for speed of an automobile. I want a good variable name of this one, the speed of an automobile. Anyone can tell me? I need it as a variable name. Yes, please maybe chatting sometimes because the speed mobile. Yes, try. I think it's better to participate with me. Yes, speed mobile. Okay. Speed of automobile. Yes, this is okay. Speed. No, speed. It does not conflict the meaning. Maybe S. Maybe B. D. Sorry. S. B. D. Auto. Mobile. Maybe. So anything you want, speed is okay, but this variable should be meaningful. When the other program read your program, okay. Yes, double can have a large. Yes, you can see double x equal 5 million, whatever. Now for the chatting, I am answer a question. Now here, for the variable name, I can write this. Okay. As you can see here, M capital, A capital. Hourly rate, hourly pay rate. Yes, hour rate, great. Hour rate. Your colleague Rawi said hour rate. That's great. Now, the highest score or an exam maybe H score. Maybe, sorry, it was converted by PowerPoint. Supposed to be H. Okay, score. Or high score. It's okay. Best score. For the variable name, don't make the variable name, in my opinion, don't make it more than 15 or 12 character letters. Okay, it would be difficult for the user, for the programmer. He might make some mistakes in writing this variable. So don't make, this is just a recommendation. I recommend you not to make the variable name more than 12 character or 15 character. Okay, so here we can say H rate or hourly, H rate, whatever you can, whatever you can. So make your variable meaningful. Now for input and output in C++ program, we can read data from keyboard, and also maybe, inshallah, if you studied advanced fundamental of programming, advanced C++, you will see that you are reading the data from file. So we can read the data from the keyboard or from a file. And also we can print the data on the monitor, or we can print the data or save the data inside a file. So for input and output, we can use both. Can we read data from machines? Yes, in C++. Can we read data from images? Yes. From files? Yes, whatever. Okay. So, but what we are, because it is a bit, now this course is not an advanced course, you are going to read data from keyboard and write data on the monitor. And inshallah, maybe in next course, fundamental programming, you will learn how to write data to a file and how to read data from a file. Okay. Now the statement, I think maybe if you try to run C++ program, most of you know that CR number, this is variable. Okay. If I am now trying to print a value on the monitor, on my monitor in C++ program, I'm using CR, number of bars here, okay, and here is a hard coded. This one is fixed, static, can be bar. You can see it is just an explanation for you. /n mean end line, end-l mean end line. So I can use it like this, okay. I have now printed the value of number of bars, and also I print a hard-coded value called candy bar. /n means new line, means new line.
Doctor,
Yes.
what's mean bars, number of bars, or bars?
It's variable name.
Oh, okay.
The variable name, it is not static. If you saw anything between double quotes, please ask me. I could not follow up with the chatting. Now, what do I mean by new line? It will be enter on the screen. I will show the output, inshallah, in the other side. After candy bar, the cursor will go to new line. The cursor will go to a new line. Okay? Yes. We can use, instead of /n, we can use like this. End L. Okay, it means end line. That means I have a print this statement and I want to go to the next line here. So if I want to code the new line, I will use /n here, or end L, as you can see here. Okay. Now for cout, I can use also double quotes. This will be printed as is. I can also write it like this: cout one value, number of bars. Cout can be bars, so I use 2 cout, or I can put them in the same line here, as we saw in the previous slide. I am now on slide number 25. Okay. So if I want to print a blank, it is like this. Also, don't use single quotes. As we said here, if you want to write a word as is a static word or a fixed word, you will use double quotes. Don't use single, okay? It will generate or raise up an error with you. Now we will go to include. Before you use cin and cout, you should use this statement: include IO stream, input output stream. This is like a library in C++ program, C++ language, sorry. So libraries are divided into areas. I will explain it right now like this. Consider IO stream like a library, and I want to use this library. I want to use what is inside this library. This library is divided into areas like called standard, namespace, std. So if I want to use cin and cout, I have to go to this library and I need to go to this area in order to use cin and cout. If I didn't write these two statements in my C++ program, cin and cout will not work in my program. Okay, I don't know if you have wrote before a C, not C++, a C language. You used to use here studio.h, include studio.h. Okay, now in C++ program it became IO stream, and you have to use this statement. Imagine it like this: I want to go to this library and want to go to this area or this section, and I want to borrow these books, cin and cout. I want to use them. So it is mandatory, required. You must write these two statements. Don't forget that. So now here for include, don't forget these two statements. Now we can I want to move like this. I am now on slide 27. Okay, take a minute, just look at this, please, quickly. Anyone can explain to me what is escape sequence? What do you mean by this? Okay. Now, are you with me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, let's fix it. Now, we can use here cout like this. /p and write a word. For example, hello. and slash t again. Hi. Okay? Then semicolon. In that case, slash t means tab. I will print, I think, 4 or 5 spaces, then I will, the program will print the word hello, then will also give you another 5 spaces, then it will print hi. Also, if I want to print backslash in my output, I could not use it like this. See out, for example, board. For example, if I want it to look like this in my program, board, if I want the output to be like this, as you see here, I could not add 1. It will cause an error. I have to add 2. So it will be like this, board. Sorry, board. Okay? So here, if I want to print it, to make it like this, here will be like this, the output huna. It will be hello, 5 spaces, hello, 5 spaces, hi. And for here, if I want my name I can, if I want my, for example, a word, say my name to be like this, between double quotes, sorry. Let's say, مثلا, I don't know what to write here, my name, okay. If I want my name to be between double quotes in the output, I mean, okay, like this, I can write here, I will write here CR like this. I hope you are with me. Okay, Ma'mon, I will write it and make it like this, then backslash, I will slash double quotes Ma'mon slash double quotes Ma'mon. Why I am doing that? In order to tell the computer that I need to bring double quotes Ma'mon between Ma'mon. This is the output here. The output will be like this on my monitor after running the program. If I want to add double quotes, I have to add a escape character. This is what we call escape character. If I want to print also backslash, I will add backslash twice. Also slash D here for space. Now, why we are doing that? In all programming language, if you are with me, guys, now, or if you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. If you in all your programming language, if you write it like this, not only in C++, in any programming language, this for sure will cause an error. Will cause what? An error. So you need to use this. It's called a escape curve. So this is for the CR. As you can see here, we can write CR. We can see out one value or many value in the same line. It's up to you. You can use slash D slash N. It depends on how you want your output to appear. Okay, here. Now for output, for CR, I am printing value. Now the other word CN for reading the value. Now here, if I want to enter value here, I have to write to ask the computer for reading the value. So I write CN. The cursor will stop here until I enter the value. When I run the program for number of bars, and after I enter the value,
I think the slides froze.
Just raise up your hand because I want to complete the idea and I will ask if you ask. Now, okay, just raise up your hand. I will, inshallah. Muad, raise up your hand. I want to finish this idea. Now for CN here, I will read the value here, and the cursor, when I run the program, will stop until I enter the value. Yes, Muad, go ahead now.
I just want to tell you the slide is frozen, but now it's working. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
okay.
you.
Thank you. Okay. It's working now, thank you. So now here, Cn, I am reading the value from the keyboard, okay? When you run the program, the first this statement will be print, then a new line. The second statement will be printed on the new line, on new line. And for this, we will go to new line also. And the cursor will stop until I enter this value and enter this value. And I can complete my code later. Okay. Now here, like C out, I can read more than one value in the same one. So here I will enter 3 values, then I press enter to complete them. For example, I might write 34, 54, whatever, any numbers I want here. So Cn, I can use one value like this, here, Cn also, and Cn. The same statement. You can just delete all of these here and write here like this, V2 and V2. Okay. Great. Now this is for the Cn. It's a command used for reading the value. I will repeat again. We must use include ion stream and using std namespace. Okay. Here, C out, enter your age. I am entering the age. And here, C out the age. And this is the value of the variable. This is the age was entered, and here is the new line. Okay, if you want to add a new line, or as we said before, instead of this end of line, you can use that line to make it like this. It's up to you. Okay. Now, question and exercises here. Write input statement to place the value in variable, the number. You can use here Cn num1, num2, and here you can use Cout num1 and num2. It is easy to, and you can use like this, Cn num1, comma, comma, num2. Yes. Yes, Abdullah, do you need anything?
Doctor, the slide stopping.
Okay, I will share it again. Okay. Okay, inshallah. Okay, now, can you see 31 now?
No, nothing.
Okay now.
Yeah, we can see.
31.
But the slide is frozen when slide is 29.
Yes, I will disconnect it again. Connect. Okay, now the question, what I am on slide number 31.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now here, if they want you to use the input and output for this variable, I can use just like this, Cn, num1, num2, whatever I do. And you can use Cout, sorry, Cn, and here for the Cout. I can also write here, sorry, Cout. Sorry, Cn is just like this, I'm sorry. And Cout, C small letter, okay? C++ is case sensitive. Don't forget that. Num1, num2, and so on. Now, I will go to the next slide here. Don't forget this. This is the structure of your program. Everything you want to be run, you should add it here. And don't forget int main, these two statements, don't forget them. And if you want to run any statements here, any statement you want, you will add it where inside the main program. Can we add statement above? Yes, we can. But this is not our topic for today. We can add them here. But if we want any statement to be run inside our program, I am now on slide 32. You have to add your line of code here. Okay? And don't forget returns here. int main. This is called the main function. This is the begin and end. بداية ونهاية. Don't forget that. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, inshallah, here the sample of your program.
Doctor,
Yes.
I have a little question.
Yes.
The CN, I don't understand it.
What is it?
CN, slide 29.
Enter a value. Now, when you write CN, you will run a program, right? The compiler or the program will see the CN. Yes?
Yeah.
The CN statement. Now, for the CN statement, the cursor will stop. Okay? Until you enter a value. The computer will not, the program will not run until you enter the value for the CN. If you set CN X, for example, now, and you run the program, the screen will show up for you, and the cursor will wait you until you enter the value, you enter a value using a keyboard. If you enter number 5, the value will be saved inside X is 5. If you enter number 10, the value will be saved inside the variable X is 10. It is a variable. Okay?
To input.
Yes, for input. Now I will maybe show you a screen right now. Maybe inshallah we will see a slide for this, inshallah.
And the C out for to put it output.
Yes, for the output. Yeah.
Good.
I will show you a screen. Maybe we have something here. Maybe in the lab, inshallah, you will know what is the meaning of CN. Okay, but I think there is a slide for this. I will show it to you. Now here for including IO stream, and this is the main program. Now you know sample dialog here. As you can see, I am slide 34. The output will be like this on the screen. Testing 1, 2, 3, like this one. Okay, this is C out. So we write here inside the main program. So don't forget to define your variable. Don't forget to end your statement with semicolon. Use include IO stream to find the information. You can use CN and CR. Don't forget to use using std namespace. Okay, as we explained before in these two slides. Here, this will help you, man, and help all of you now. This example is used to calculate the number of bees. عدد حبات البازيلا في مجموعة من سموها جراب أو حبة البازيلا مش فيها مجموعة حبوب من عربة عيون. صح؟ تعرف البازيلا ولا مو جعانين؟
Yes.
هنا بس البرنامج هذا this program is used to calculate the number of bees. لو أنا عندي 5 حبات بازيلا وكل حبة فيها 6 مثلا، 5 ضرب 6 كم؟ 30 حبة باختصار يعني. فخلينا نتبع مع بعض. هذا هنا الاوتبوت تاعنا، شايفينه السامبل دايلوج هنا، هذا الاوتبوت.
دكتور الاوتبوت اللي يطلع على الشاشة صح؟
بيطلع على الشاشة طبعا. الانبوت اللي بتقرأ انت بتكتبه عن طريق الكيبورد. اوكي؟ خلينا نشوف البروجرام، خلينا نعمل له رن واحدة واحدة. هذا البروجرام انا كتبته وعملت له رن. التنفيذ هي هنا. اوكي؟
This return after entering number.
Yes. First of all, see out. خلينا في البرنامج. أنا في statement number 6. see out press return after entering a number. يعني شو يعني return enter معناها press enter after entering the number. هذا بيشرح لك press return after entering the number. هاي نفذ البرنامج طبع لك الجملة الأولى. اوكي
تمام.
نزل سطر الحين see out enter the number of words. الجراب تبع البازندا كم واحدة بدك تدخل؟ هاي enter the number of words. شو عمل؟ نزل
10.
سطر. كيف؟ نزل سطر هنا.
أيوه.
الحين هاي CN you asked me about it. CN number of words. دخل كم فيها؟
10.
10 will be saved here. Please note that we have defined the variable code. Please note that we have defined the variable here. Yes. Now I enter 10 and saved here. Number of words. Now راح تظهر الجملة اللي بعدها هذه. See out enter the number of bees in the book. دخل كم عدد الحبات في الجراب الواحد. كم دخل؟ 9. 9 الحين تتخزن هنا. Will be saved here. From the keyboard to the variable. From the keyboard to the variable. Clear guys for now?
Yes, clear.
تمام.
Now we found total number of bees. We multiply this one, the first one in the 10 by 9. And these are variable can be changed based on the user. See out if you have. هاي طبعا لك if you have. ما في new line شايفين؟ في هنا see out number of words طلع لك اياها اللي هي 10. هاي see out number of words جنب الهاف عندك 10. اوكي then see out bees bot طبعها بعدين نزل سطر. اوكي بعدين طبع لك الان بعدين طبع لك bees beer bot اللي هو اللي انت دخلته التسعه. هاي 9. بعدين طبع لك هذه الجمله bees in each bot then /n. هي bees in each bot then /n. شو عمل؟ نزل سطر. اوكي then see out total bees total you have see out you have هيا you have total bees اللي هو الفاريبل اللي خصصنا فيه حاصل الضرب total bees هذا. اوكي this variable it is what 19. هي طبعها pass in all the words bees in all the words /n نقطة /n نزل سطر وخلص طلع من البرنامج. return 0 خلصنا في البرنامج. So I hope in this for now is clear for you for the C out and the CN. Clear guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Inshallah, we thank you for listening. This is an exercise. You and read this and try to write an algorithm. And if you want, I don't think you can write now a C++ program for this because you need another, you need a statement and so on. Try to do this. Create an algorithm for this. We will explain it next lecture, inshallah, to be in parallel with the other class.